Yes, this is the Vivo X70 Pro, which was sent to me by Vivo themselves. Thank you for letting me review this unit. Unfortunately, I don't get to keep this, but then again, which means to say I can review it and give my honest comments as what I would expect. And it's interesting because I'm an Apple user, obviously, and I'm very used to iPhones. And this is my very first Android-based phone. Today's video is just a quick unboxing and first impressions. Generally getting a feel of the phone, and then of course in the next few days I'll run it through its paces and then try to show you what this phone can really do. Okay, so I'll be unboxing this for the very first time, the X70 Pro, and it's co-engineered with Zeiss. So Zeiss is obviously a very well-known legend in the world of optics. I think they have been here for about 175 years, and thank you Vivo for providing that information. And in the box we have the phone, and this is the Aurora Dawn, and of course there's another option which is the Cosmic Black. So there are two options available for you to choose from. So I'll put the phone aside first and let's see what else is in the box. And you have the earphones, okay, I think it's the wired cables. And let me look at it, and it connects via the normal 3.5mm jack type. So you can see here, still connects via the normal 3.5mm jack. But in the box they also provide some nifty adapters for you to connect to USB-C device, or I guess it probably doesn't have any headphone jack. Yes, it doesn't, so you have to use the supplied adapter to be able to connect, and a couple of, I guess, earbuds to change from, and that's what you have for the earpiece. And then next you have a casing provided, so very good of them. So this is a clear transparent case made of TPU material, rubber material. So is that in the box, and with a couple of documentations or paperwork and a SIM remover tool there. So it's quite handy, but well, most of the phone suppliers also do that. And then you have the charging cable. This should be a USB-C to USB-A cable. Yes, that's what is usually supplied now. And the good part is that despite all the changes that will be done by the rest of the manufacturers like Samsung and started all from Apple, now Vivo still provides the power adapter. So this is a 44 watt power adapter that does flash charge, and according to them, it allows you to charge your phone from 0 to 64% in 30 minutes. So that's why you have the flash charge at 44 watts. Yeah, it's good touch, Vivo. Thank you for keeping this in place. Although I may not be going over to any Android based phones in the near future, but this will be a good news to all the Android users or people who are looking not to, spend more money on adapter since paying so much for a phone. And talking about price, this particular X70 Pro costs 1,199 Singapore dollars, and there is a lower version which is the X70 non-Pro, and that is, I believe, $949. So I put up the numbers right here so you can have a look. So these are the pricing. So well, even though they cost quite a bit compared to other Android phones, and I think they're in the medium range. I'm not really familiar with Android phones, but for comparing to Apple, these are much cheaper, and it does come supplied with the power adapter, which is a good touch. And Vivo sent me this particular unit in Aurora Dawn. As mentioned before, you have two colors to choose from. One of them is these, and the other one is the Cosmic Black. So according to them, this color is kind of like paying tribute to the northern lights in the polar sky. So well, that means sometimes you could just name it what color you want it to be, but yeah, they have paying tribute to it, then I agree with that. So this particular color on first looks is very interesting. So a particular angle, it gives a kind of a blue greenish tinge to it, which is exactly what they're trying to achieve, which is like the northern lights, where you get the different hues of colors when you look into the sky. So I must say, certain angles is really nice. So if you slap on a case, but luckily they provide a transparent one, so probably you still can see the glory of the color. So Cosmic Black, no comments, because I guess that would be just a pure black kind of a look. If according to them, it's a pitch black night type of theme. Okay, so first impressions, I think it feels very much like any other Android phones. I've carried a few, I mean, held in my hands before, like the Samsung ones. So generally much slimmer than the iPhone models. So I have my iPhone Pro Max there. And you can see it's just slightly bigger. I'm not very sure if you can see it, but if I were to put it the other way, you should be able to see that the iPhone is just slightly thicker on certain part at the sides. And in terms of height, it's the same, almost the same. It's actually almost the same height, right? The iPhone Pro 13 Pro Max is just a little bit taller. But in terms of screen size, this guy comes in at 6.56 and uses an AMOLED screen, whereas the iPhone is at 6.7 inch. But I'm not sure how it's going to pan out when you use the screen, which I'm not going to be testing it today, we'll be testing it later. But first, I just want to look at the overall build quality. You have your usual buttons. I assume these are the power and the rocker for the volume controls. And then of course you have your USB-C ports at the bottom, right? And I think there's only one speaker grill. So there's one speaker grill at the side here, and then this I believe is the SIM card tray right next to it. So I'm not sure how the sound is going to be like. It does look like there's a few other ports or holes on the ports. There's a hole on top, most likely for the microphone. Oh, yeah, right here. So it could be microphone or ports thereabouts. And on the sides, on the left side is basically empty. So well, it's quite light. So it's rated at 184 grams for the Aurora Dawn model. And surprisingly, for the Cosmic Black, it's at 183 grams. The height itself is also slightly different. It's 8.08 compared to this is 8.08 for the Aurora Dawn versus, I think it's about 7.99 for the Cosmic Black in terms of height. I'm not sure why there's a difference there. Probably due to some coating or something like that. Probably have to clarify with Vivo. And the processor is a MediaTek Dimensity 1200. I'm not familiar, so anyway, for you guys who are, so that is the processor that they're using, and it has a whopping 12 GB of RAM. So for comparison, the iPhone 13 Pro Max has only 6 GB. But then again, sometimes it's not all about the amount of RAM that you have. It's about how integrated the device is. Yeah, an Apple guy talking like that, obviously, right? So for the internal memory, there's 256 GB. The Apple starts at 128. So I think this is the only option in terms of storage space, which is at 256. Then of course we also have the battery, which is at 4,450 milliamp hours for the Pro model. For the non-Pro model, I think it's 4,400, it's just slightly smaller. And then we also have the Bluetooth 5.2, which is available in this phone, and a dual SIM again. And the Android version is basically Android 11, and I think they have their own Fun Touch OS 12, which is, yeah, as I mentioned, based on the Android 11. So again, for you Android fans or people, you know what I'm probably talking about, but I'm not sure what I'm talking about at all. I only know about iOS, so if you can ask me on that, I can answer you, but not on this. So I hope Android 11 is one of the best there is to go. And next we have the camera system, which is actually co-engineered with Zeiss. So I guess these guys would have good quality camera system. So that is something that I hope to be able to show in the next video. The X70 is just equipped with 3 cameras, but this X70 Pro is equipped with quad camera system. So the very first camera that they have is a 50 megapixel ultra sensing gimbal camera at f1.75. So again, lets in a fast lens that lets in a lot of light. And you also have a 12 megapixel portrait camera, which is equivalent to about 50 mm at f2.2, and you have a 12 megapixel wide angle camera at f3.4. And then lastly, the difference between the Pro and non-Pro is that you have a 8 megapixel periscope camera. So again, I have to put this through its paces to understand how it works, and then hopefully be able to show you its capabilities. And on the front, you have a single dot punch type of camera, which is at 32 megapixels. So pretty much very different from what the iPhone has, which is a notch as usual. So I guess these are what the cameras in the front should be heading towards too. And I believe they also have an under-screen fingerprint sensor, or like Touch ID, you put it in a way, or I don't know what you call that. So again, obviously that I'm not an Android user, so I know that sometimes there can be Touch ID on the side, but then again, this is the under-screen touch sensor or ID. Okay, and that was a quick video. It's just overall first impressions. I'm going to put it through its paces to see how the camera system really works, and of course try to give some feedback. I'm not going to be as good as a typical Android user feedback or reviewer there is, but I'll try to do my best and show you what it can do. So there are obviously some links on how you can get your hands on the Vivo X70 Pro. Put it attached in the link below, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, and of course hit that notification button so that I can churn out more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.